Twisted Travelers Podcast, your weekly dose of theme park news and entertainment. And now, here to talk all things coasters, theme parks, and even more, here are your hosts, Jack Lathrop and Chris Jones.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Twisted Travelers Podcast. As always, I am Chris, and I am joined with my co-host, Jack. Jack, say hello. How you doing?
Hello, everyone. How's it going tonight?
Well, for me, a little tired. Just got back from Utah, but I think I'll manage.
Yeah, I'm also exhausted, but we're going to pretend we're not exhausted for the next hour or so. So, yeah, this is fake energy Jack and Chris tonight.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hype. Okay. Well, I think let's
Let's
hop
jump right
into it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Okay. First off, Patreon. Give us money, please. That's still a thing. We can go ahead and shout out our patrons. First, Jaden from Peninsula of Thrills, and also Bryant from Coaster 365, who was last week's guest. If you have not listened to that yet, you definitely should. But yeah, please give us money. We'd appreciate it.
Yep, and don't forget you've got until a week from when this comes out is the cutoff to get a membership card. I might extend that, but I might not. So if you want a membership card, you should join by next week.
Yeah, definitely.
But also, probably, it might happen this week, it might happen next week. I've got a backlog, bonus episode we recorded. We need to drop that for our patrons. So if you join, you get access to a, patron-exclusive episode, which is, I think, myself, Chris, John, Mike, and Marcus rambling for 10 minutes.
Those are the best ones, so.
Those are the best episodes. I think this one has something about an intervention in it, but, it's all I'm going to say. So, also, while we're talking about things that you want to get in on, join our Discord. Link will be in the description, which is down below. You can't see me pointing, but I'm pointing. Scroll down, click on it. Join our Discord, ask questions, look at pictures we all post, and talk about our trips. It's a ton of fun. Why aren't you already in it?
That's exactly. It's been out for a while. Come on, people. But yes, we have a lot of fun over there. It's pretty active, just hanging with everybody. So I definitely recommend joining, and that's your way to get into the show by asking your questions, which we have some more questions for this episode. But before we get to that, we have some news. So you ready to hop in?
Yeah, well, and we'll start with the first bit of news. I have not gotten to ride it yet. Mystery Mine did reopen to the public within their ambitious 7 to 10 day goal. So congratulations, I guess, to Dollywood. You proved me wrong. It does have a trim brake on the drop, which is hilarious.
What was the need for that?
Exactly. It was already crawling into that brake run, but I guess Dollywood was like, let's put a trim there. It will look pretty.
Just to piss off enthusiasts.
I guess.
But yeah, I mean, neither you or me has gotten to ride it, but I'm sure it's going to be as good, if not just a tiny bit worse than the old version of Mystery Mine. That's probably how it looks to me.
As good as that. I mean, it doesn't have the murder drop, so it's
I still think this drop will be decent.
I think it's gonna be decent. There's no way it's gonna be as good as that murder drop.
At least
that drop
it's not
did
gonna
actually
bang your
try to
brains
kill
in.
you. Oh yeah, no. If they could have figured out a way to just keep that drop and then get rid of all headbanging, ride would have been great. But I think this was a good move in the long run.
Probably.
I hope to get to ride it this weekend. If not, it will be a month before I'm back at Dollywood. So
yeah. Okay. Now let's go into the testing area of the news. We've got 3 different rides testing.
Everything is testing. Everything.
Except for Iron Gwazi.
Except for Iron Gwazi, which I made a meme, which I will be posting on our page at some point this week because it's too good to keep to myself.
Man, just sad. Okay. Anyways, the other Busch Gardens ride, Pantheon, has started testing. We've seen it launch. It has made it through the inversion after the first launch. I haven't seen anything about it hitting the second launch yet, but it is testing the launches, and it will probably open before Gwazi.
I think it was sitting on that swing launch, and they kind of pushed it a little bit, but nothing else had happened. So
yeah, but congratulations to all Busch Gardens Williamsburg locals. Your ride is going to open before mine because my park doesn't know what it's doing.
Yep, I can't wait to post that meme. It's a really good meme.
I haven't even seen it yet.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you
No.
have.
No, I have not.
I sent it to you.
No, you did not. Oh, that one.
That one. Yes, I showed it to you.
Okay, yeah, you have showed it to me. Well,
On to the next one. Copycat the Ride has started testing as well, and it looks like it's going to try to kill people with some airtime. We're, of course, talking about Ride to Happiness.
yeah, so on-ride audio was the first thing I noticed. It's got speakers. Second thing, trains are almost the exact same as time travelers. Third thing, please keep it at the speed it's going at. It just whips through everything and I want it.
And it's not even spinning yet. They have the spinning locked.
Man, yeah, we're gonna have some fun in Belgium.
Yeah, that ride looks looks good. Yeah,
I'm excited. We're all excited.
It looks like fine wine. It's gonna get better with age, I think, too. Like the more we look at it, the more I'm like, yes, 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 give it to me.
I'm excited. We've got to get over there at some point. It's gonna be so good. But people saying it's better than Time Traveler, still don't believe it.
Yeah, we have a listener question. Actually, let's just answer this one now because it's very prominent. Will Ride to Happiness be the best best mock? I have something caught my throat. Best mock coaster and potentially the best in the world.
That is
No
from Zach.
and no, but yes.
Yeah, it's not going to be the best mock because I'm pretty sure Helix will still be better and Time Traveler will be better.
And DC Rivals.
I don't know. Those two are close, but it's still going to be one of the best in the world. I mean, mock already makes some of the best in the world.
It's going to be one of the best mocks. It's going to be one of the best in the world. The reason I'm not putting it over Time Traveler is because it doesn't have terrain. Now, I would love for it to prove me wrong, and I think it's still going to be an amazing ride, but Time Traveler having that terrain, having that drop out of the station,
Yeah,
cherry on top, that's what makes it
those are the two things that, I think we'll keep Time Traveler over it. Okay.
Also, its trains are original, not stolen.
That's true as well. All right, last little bit of testing Monster at Gronalund. So newest B&M invert, and it's cold, so it's going slow as expected. But honestly, the speed it's going at still looks pretty cool because it seems like it would give you hang time on a B&M, which is kind of rare.
Yeah, although I wouldn't get used to that because I think it's going to speed up.
It will.
I think it's going to be, yeah.
I think the near misses are going to make that ride.
That whole ride it looks like it's going to be intense and it's going to be tight and whippy and very old school B&M.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited. I don't think it'll be a top tier or anything just because it's short, but the near misses will put it probably mid tier.
Tell that to Batman that ride it over Georgia.
I mean, this doesn't look that compact.
No. It also doesn't, try to go 7 or 8 seconds faster.
And literally break itself.
And break itself.
Okay.
Oh, that ride.
Now you're making me want to ride Batman.
I need to go over Georgia.
Okay. Last two things. Drew Brees is planning to build something on top of Six Flags New Orleans. Cool.
So rip all chances of him actually just redeveloping and bringing the park back. Nope, he's just gonna build something on top of it.
I wish it was the park, but it's not going to be. I think our chances of Six Flags New Orleans ever coming back are done if they weren't already.
Yeah, well, best of wishes to him in his retirement, though. Heck of a career.
Mm-hmm. The rest of your organization is trash, though. Okay.
Rip.
Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
Yep, they're back and they're doing it again. They said, "Oh, you like us just opening the parts like a tiny bit at a time, right? Yeah, you'd like that. Yep, we're doing it again until May."
I wish they would open the full thing, but whatever. Take what you get, I guess. Take what you can get.
Come on, people. Just be open on June 13th. We need it to be open on June 13th.
If it's not, that's going to cause some problems.
If it's not, I'm pretty sure there's a backup plan. It's called Fury.
I mean, yeah, there's that. Always. But hey, I mean, at least they're open somewhat.
This is true. So,
Okay.
That recaps, or that's pretty much this past week. It's been a lot of testing, not much happening. Maybe we'll have a big news story for next week. Who knows? But anyways, we're on to Ride of the Week. So we finished up Wheel of Vacoma Trash, and so now we're on to Wheel of B&M Mediocrity.
Hey.
Minus one ride on this list.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh gosh, this is gonna cause the fights. I don't feel like fighting and winning another argument today. Just don't get me cracking.
You're not gonna win this one
Jack,
because
when have I ever lost?
Well, you pretty much agree with me that it's not as good as Superman.
Not as
which
good as Superman,
means-
but you're gonna call it garbage. But
I'm not
let's
gonna
save
say it's
this.
garbage. I
That's what
call
you
it
said
Wheel
before.
of.
We're gonna save this. Anyways, people, we're on to Wheel of B&M Floorless. Our 4 options.
B&M Mediocrity.
This,
Superman,
nobody
Krypton,
listens
Ghost
to you anyway, Jack. Like,
I
your
am
opinions
aware.
are completely invalid already with Mr. El Toro Pizza Spaghetti. All this, nobody's gonna care.
You did see last week's episode title, right?
Yeah, your opinion is wrong.
I put that there. I'm acknowledging it. I'm admitting I'm wrong. Let's move on. First is Superman Krypton Coaster at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Kraken at SeaWorld Orlando, Hydra the Revenge at Dorney Park, and Dominator at King's Dominion.
Yeah. I haven't ridden Hydra. I've ridden the other 3, so that's clarification. He's ridden all 4. All right. I have the wheel ready, and I'm spinning.
Spin
3,
that
2, 1.
wheel.
It is spinning, and okay, Superman.
Superman. Oh, we're starting with the best.
Okay, go on. You can start.
Okay, so first, let's see, goes back to 2018 is the first time I rode this ride. It was Haunt. Park was crowded. Superman was on one train ops. I didn't care. The thing was amazing. It is the best you use. Like B&M took that park's very, very special canvas with the Corey, and they said, "Let's give you a B&M that does what we do best, but we're gonna put it next to a giant wall." And we're going to use that wall. So you've got the drop, like the first drop off that Corey wall. Everyone goes nuts about Iron Rattler and his drops and everything. They're great, and they are the best in the park. But this is the second best drop in the park, or outside of Rattler. Outside of Rattler. This is the best drop in the park. Then you do the loop, massive loop, and then you go into my favorite element on the entire ride, which is the helix on top of the Corey wall. If you're a first timer riding this, it doesn't really matter what row. I mean, front or back is best. You want to ride on the load side of the station because you can just kind of reach out and it feels like you can skim your hand across the top of that wall, and then all of a sudden it's gone and it's 120-foot just drop down. Best element. The rest of the layout's great. Great whippy 0G roll. Love the Cobra roll. And it was flying off the mid-course and great interlocking corkscrews into the brakes. Whole ride is fantastic. I have 2 complaints. 1, it just seemed to a superhero, and 2, actually I don't have a second complaint. 1, it seemed to a superhero. Why? Come on, it's such a good ride.
Yeah.
Give it an original theme.
Okay. Yeah, it is the best floorless I have done. The drop is awesome. It's got your typical B&M intensity. Doesn't rattle at all. That weird turnaround element on top of the Corey is cool. When we were there this year, it really did whip off the brake run like really, really fast.
Through some catwalks
Obviously,
for a loop.
yeah. Yeah, as long as they remember to take off the catwalks, I think you'll have a good experience.
Can
But-
you imagine having been on that train and you just like watching that thing go fling out in
Clunk.
front of you? Oh,
Okay.
that looks important.
But yeah, it's your typical B&M, but then it's upgraded with its location, use of terrain, and like area in general. Being themed to a superhero does suck though. That is like the only complaint I have. But yeah, I love the ride. It's really good. Big fan and favorite floorless so far.
Yeah, I could complain about the theme of that ride. Okay, so I'm not a huge fan of DC. Like, their movies are okay, they're not great. I am a Marvel person through and through. But even then, I would rather it just be themed to something epic. Give it a cool Texas theme. It's big, it's massive. I don't know. Theme it to
Like Texas
anything.
Giant or something.
Yeah, that would be. I honestly, they could call it Texas Giant. I don't think I would complain too much because that's a better name than Superman Escape Krypton. Oh, sorry, Superman Krypton Coaster. I was getting my Supermans confused. Throwback
There's
to
too
GP
many.
Challenge.
Yeah. There's too many. Ugh.
Anyway, it's good ride. Also very pretty. I'm very sad that all of my pictures with it have a gray sky because it is a very, very pretty ride. Anything else we want to add about this?
I don't think so. I think that's about it. But yeah, we both really like Superman. It is a very, very good floorless coaster and one of the best B&Ms. Okay.
So that's Ride of the Week. We'll be back next with some more B&M mediocrity.
Whatever.
They're not bad people. I just like giving them crap because these are the middle of the pack B&Ms for me. They're not the worst. They're not my favorites. They're in the middle.
Yeah. Okay.
So, okay, Chris. Entertain us.
Oh, please, Mr. Lightning Rod, every week.
Oh, you want to talk about Lightning Rod?
No, nobody wants to talk about Lightning Rod. You've already said everything that needs to be said about Lightning Rod, including that it's not a top 10 coaster. Okay.
I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah, okay, let's just do it real quick. Let's just do a little update about that. Shout out everybody who voted for me and on my side, voted Time Traveler. I won. You know, you never
You
would have
won the
doubted.
bet. Time Traveler didn't
I
win.
won the bet. I won the spread. Jack owes me a nano.
Yes, I'm gonna get him a nano coaster. He hasn't told me which one yet.
I'm still thinking. Okay, so yeah.
I'll make up for mine. I want to just get it over with.
Maybe after this, I'll tell you. Okay. All right, so what we're chatting about, Lagoon. I went to Lagoon opening weekend, and I had a very good time. So let's talk. A couple things not Lagoon related. First off, In-N-Out still the best. Second,
Sorry, Zach. In-N-Out's better than Whataburger.
It is.
Sorry, I just had to. If you're okay, reasons you should join our Discord. You can get in on this In-N-Out or Whataburger debate that is just always happening. The answer is In-N-Out.
It's close, but it's In-N-Out.
Continue. Sorry, I had to interrupt.
Went to Great Salt Lake. It was cold, but it was very beautiful. There was
Salty.
a lot of water and rocks, pretty typical things around the lake. Salt Lake City is really cool too. I liked it there. Their street names are weird though. Okay, that is non-Lagoon stuff. Let's talk about Lagoon. First day there, I got into the park. Very nice charm. It reminds me quite a bit like Knoebels, and if you've been to Knoebels, you know how good that is. So I enjoyed just walking into the entrance and everything. I went straight to Cannibal, and let's talk about Cannibal. Oh man, this ride surprised me and was so much better than I expected it to be. I expected it to be top 25. It got a little higher than that, but we'll save that for the last episode of the season, where I actually rank it. But I got a ton of front row rides, and man, so let's just walk through this. First off, trains, restraints, everything is super comfy. I have no complaints about the restraints at all. When you're going up to the elevator, there is a decent amount of theming that I wasn't expecting before the elevator, and also a soundtrack playing in the elevator. So there's that. Then you get to the top, and you get that view. You're crazy high up, and then it's beyond vertical drop, and it's just like drops, crazy airtime, and then it just keeps going and going and going, more and more airtime. So the drop is easily one of my favorite drops ever. And then you have the rest of the ride. Now, the rest of the ride, other than Lagoon Roll, I was not expecting to be very good, but it was way better than I expected. There's whip, positives, airtime, and everything. The dive loop, you basically get sideways thrown out of your seat, almost kind of like Sky Rush airtime, but not as intense. And then you go down that little bunny hill right after the dive loop, really good airtime there. You've got the Lagoon Roll, which is super comfortable yet awesome hang time. The only area the ride rattles at all is going out of the Lagoon Roll. And then you have the tunnel and the helix at the end where you get good positives. And the tunnel, which is just cool. So I got 13 rides on it. 11 of them were in the front or back. And this ride is an elite coaster, and more people need to go out and ride this thing. That is my Cannibal thing, okay? It is insane. I know Jack wants to ride it now. All right. What did I do?
I've wanted to ride it for a long time.
Oh, I mean,
so.
even more. It is.
Well, yeah.
It is ridiculous. Okay. Next ride I rode was. What was it? I'm trying to think now. Roller coaster. There we go. Roller coaster. 100 years old, Millennium Flyers and everything. Super smooth. Doesn't do much considering it's 100 years old. I expected that. There's little tiny moments of some airtime and floater throughout, but it's just good fun. I compare it quite a bit to, I'd say, in the Swamp Fox Blue Streak area as far as wooden coasters goes, which is good. They're enjoyable. But yeah, way smoother than I was expecting. I enjoyed roller coaster. Then I rode Spider, the Mauer spinner, and I spun more on that than I think I have any other spinning coaster, which caused some moments of discomfort, but was still really good. There's a little bit of theming in the queue. You go up a spiral tower and stuff, so I enjoyed Spider. It was pretty solid. Right around the area where the same Gerstlauer spinners are, very similar. Next was Colossus. And I know a lot of people love their Schwarzkopfs. And I think they're good, but not like elite. But this one and Shockwave I thought were about the same area. The two loops are intense. You get some good whip throughout, some intense helixes. I enjoyed it. It was my second favorite in the park for sure. The only ride, it was the only ride other than Cannibal that I rode. I rode it twice. Okay, the Wild Mouse. This was a pretty awful Wild Mouse. I'm pretty sure it's a Mauer, and it had no trims, so it started off like Hershey's, right? Which
Yeah, you're right.
that
It's a Mauer.
yeah, it started off like Hershey's. It was really fun, good laterals, but then some of the turns you've got the metal bar in the middle, so I'm slamming my shins. Did not feel good. And then whenever they did actually hit trims on the mid courses and stuff, it was way faster or a quicker stop than it should have been, and the bar is punching me directly in my gut. So not a fan of their Wild Mouse. Okay. Kitty coasters, the bat is horrible. We talked about Vekoma Hang and Bangs last week, was it? Yeah, last week.
Yes.
Yeah, no. There's no need for those big restraints. It just reinforced what we said last week. Bombora, very good for a kiddie coaster. And then Puff is your miler that, is kind of shameful to ride. Wicked, sadly, did not open on the weekend. It needs parts from Europe. Thanks, COVID. Woo. And then Jetstar 2 opened an hour after I left the park on my second day for the first time in a year and a half. So I did not get to ride it. But overall, Dracula's Castle. It's okay. It's a weird old school dark ride, and I want to know, why is it called Dracula's Castle when it does not feature Dracula? Or at least not as far as I saw him. I wrote it, and there's like Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and all this. No Dracula, not that I saw. But hey, it's just one of those old dark rides for charm. But the only other thing I really think I need to talk about with Lagoon is the beer garden. Very, very good food. Knoebel's level food, I think. I really enjoyed it. And that was Lagoon for me. I love Lagoon. I want to go back somewhere. Cannibal is insane. You need to go to Lagoon. Everybody listening needs to go to Lagoon. It's out of the way, but it is worth it, I promise. That was my Lagoon trip. I loved it there. Finn.
Sorry, I'm drinking water because I'm thirsty. Yep, yeah, Lagoon's on the bucket list for next year. So whenever I make it to that part of Nevada,
Nevada.
Utah. Good lord, I'm tired. You're tired. We're all tired.
Yeah. I want to go back for Wicked and Primordial. Oh, also, yeah, Primordial looks really good, and the track is just sitting out there in a field. But yeah, everybody needs to get to Lagoon at some point for Cannibal, for sure. It is so much better than I expected. All right. You ready to hop into questions?
Oh yes, you as always. I think this is the best week of questions we've had. To be honest, we have some good ones.
Mhm.
We already answered Zach's at the beginning about the Bride to Happiness. So we'll start off with our one of our friends and I guess our like number one patron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, worst regret at a park, either from the first time you went, ride you missed, photography related thing, or something that comes to mind. Bryant. Okay, Bryant, you've stumped me. You have unleashed a beast with this one. But Chris, you start because
You don't have one?
I have one, but mine I want to save mine.
Okay. All right. Well, mine would be riding the Justice League Dark Ride at Six Flags St. Louis towards the end of the day. I got off, and then it started raining, and American Thunder closed, and I didn't get to ride it. So that is definitely mine. I missed out on American Thunder because of that.
Okay, so I have you specifically mentioned photography because he knows I have one with photography. I'll mention that one. I'll do that one, and then I have a like roller coaster related one as well. Okay, photography one is Volcano the Blast Coaster because I never took a picture of that ride, even though I was at the park while it was still standing and could have gotten a picture of the mountain from the top of the Eiffel Tower or anything. I never took a picture of that ride because it's like, oh, I'll be back and it'll be running next time I'm here and I'll get pictures of it then. Never making that mistake again. So that's probably my biggest photography regret. Also, one other photography thing. Forgetting to charge my battery before I went to Canada's Wonderland. So there's a reason I don't ever really post pictures from Canada's Wonderland. It's because my battery died before we made it in the front gate because I forgot to charge it that night.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have a ton of great pictures of Leviathan though, but it died as soon as I finished taking pictures of Leviathan. Rip. Okay. Or roller coaster park side related. There's a. See, I'm trying to think of like, because there's things I regret not having done. Yep, pretty much. It's pretty much. You know, I can't really think of a park related one specifically. Actually, no, I take that back. I did not spend enough time at Knott's Berry Farm roller coaster riding. I spent way too much time that night taking pictures. Looking back, I have tons of pictures from that park, but I only got two rides. Hang Time is a fantastic roller coaster, and I only rode it twice. And that's one thing I've always like. I should have done that different. Same with Accelerator, fantastic roller coaster. I've only ridden it twice. Same with pretty much everything at that park, minus Ghost Rider.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
more time. Yeah.
Okay, I feel you.
That would be mine.
Okay, next question. What do you really think the chances are of Intamin making a legit comeback with major additions at regional parks in the future if Pantheon and Velocicoaster are successes at BGW and Universal? And this is from Mikhail.
Okay, so let's get right out of the way. no, they're not. It's not going to happen. Cedar Fair is not going to work with them.
No, they're not, and I doubt Six Flags will either, just because of the
And
cost.
so that really rules it down to Seas, Hershend, and there really aren't any other independently owned parks that can afford an Intamin.
Well, Hershey, and that's about it.
Hershey, yeah, I
And
guess.
even then, do you really think they're going to?
Well, they seem to be on a family aspect right now, so no.
Yeah. Okay.
That being said, though, I could see if Pantheon is a success, I think we're going to see more pop up at SeaWorld parks. And I have a feeling we're not done seeing Universal times Intamin Epic themed collaborations.
We're not if Epic Universe happens.
Yep. As for Hershend,
Mystic River Falls, that's about it, right?
No, Mystic River Falls is entirely in-house.
Intamin didn't do anything with that? I thought they did.
No, Intamin built the rides that was the predecessor. They had built the old raft ride, and they built Dollywood's raft ride. But Mystic River Falls is an in-house project.
Oh, okay.
I think they had an engineering firm consult on the lift system, because that was probably a mistake. Let's be honest, but it's cool nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Here's how all things Hershend work. And this is pretty much true for almost every ride or theme or anything that's gone into either park in the last 15 years. Whatever Silver Dollar City gets is usually a good indicator for who or what Dollywood's going to work with next. Because Dollywood's the golden child, Silver Dollar City's the prototype place. It works pretty well. So I could see it, but I don't think it's going to happen soon.
Yeah, Hershend, I think, is probably. I mean, they could take the gamble eventually, but it's just we don't know right now at all, pretty much.
Yeah, well, they've spent so much money, but they're making so much money. We haven't heard any inklings as to what Silver Dollar City is getting next, or what roller coaster they're going to invest in. Dollywood, of course, it's been floating around for a while now. They want a hyper coaster.
Yeah.
Which is not out of the realm of possibility. I think it would fit well done right. The big thing with Dollywood getting a hyper coaster is, the big thing is it's got to stand out, because there's enough hyper coasters around here that it needs to stand out and be marketable.
Yeah.
So
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld, I think,
it's gonna keep going.
Pending the success of Pantheon. Pantheon opens, not many issues. I think it's going to be fine. Wouldn't be surprised to see one pop up in San Antonio, possibly even San Diego, if they can find the room for something. Might be on the smaller side, but it could work. SeaWorld Orlando, maybe not so, but BGT, possibly.
I think SeaWorld Orlando would be more likely to get it than BGT. I mean, the only launch coaster we're going to have is Icebreaker, and that's for the families.
That's true.
I think SeaWorld would be pretty likely to get it. And then Busch Gardens seems to just get a lot.
Busch already has Cheetah Hunt, so that's true. I totally forgot Cheetah Hunt existed for a hot second. Yeah.
I think SeaWorld will still keep happening. I think Universal will keep happening. So as far as to how much success they will have, I mean, they'll have those ones. Anywhere else is a question mark. And, I mean, how many more spots can you really get into if you're Intamin at this point? So I think they'll have success, but I don't think it's going to be some huge, crazy amount of success in the States, at least.
No, it's not going to be that span from 2000 to 2010 where they were kicking butt and building a new roller coaster like in every corner of the States every year.
Yeah.
I don't foresee that coming back until all of these parks tear out those Intamins in 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the next time Cedar Point works with Intamin is when Millennium Force is on its deathbed.
Yeah. Okay.
But I will say this, because you asked US, I think Europe, I think they're going to blow up. I think they've got Europe's market for the next 10 years if they want it.
Probably. I could see that. I mean, with Conda, and then they've got the Park Asterix one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can definitely happen. Okay.
So, okay, I already know your answer for this next one.
You do?
I'm pretty
Because
sure.
I am stumped on this one, not gonna lie. Okay, hold on. Let's go ahead and read it. What's a park that isn't visited much by people from far away that you could see becoming a destination park in the near future? This is from Klaus Quiznos. You go first while I still think, because...
Well, see, I'm not going to use what I think you're going to say, but if you don't say it, then I'll say it. Okay. This is going to be a very weird answer, but I think it will make sense after I do a little bit of explaining. Six Flags St. Louis.
I need explaining.
Yeah. The reason I say that, it's not visited by a ton of enthusiasts right now, mainly because it doesn't have the eye-catching stuff. But as more and more people are making their trips from the East Coast to Silver Dollar City and Worlds of Fun, as we've seen over the last year or two, I think there's going to be a lot more people realizing we can stop at St. Louis along the way. And from what we've seen, that park seems to be trying to turn itself around. Everything we've heard out of opening weekend the last couple days seems to be very, very positive about how the park's run and being taken care of. So I think I say this mainly because I like that park a lot and I want to see it succeed. And it's really, there's not a big enthusiast community around that park. There's one around World of Fun in Silver Dollar City, but not around St. Louis. So I'm hoping that one grows, especially if they do end up getting a new roller coaster in the next couple of years, which they do kind of need. But also, what are you doing? Boss and Freeze are worth the trip already.
Okay.
Well, I have one more.
Okay.
I have to throw this one out. Silverwood, for obvious reasons.
I mean, it'll grow some because of Stunt Pilot, but look at how far away that place is from literally anything else.
Hey, that answers the question pretty darn well.
I mean, it's gonna grow some, but I don't think it's gonna explode.
No, it's not. It's not gonna be Cedar Point or anything. But I'm expecting with Stunt Pilot, there's enough people that want to ride every RMC to where there are people that are gonna start making their treks out there.
Yeah.
And then there are the diehard CCI fans like myself that want to go not for the RMC but for the CCIs.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. I'll probably have two. One, I think is already pretty massive, but is just going to perpetually grow even more and more and more since they're pretty much constantly expanding, it seems like. And that's Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I mean, they're just adding more and more. They're already pretty huge, but it's just going to get even bigger, I think. The other one I'll say, and I don't think this will be for a few years, but I think it will happen, is Six Flags over Georgia. I mean, the more people are getting there, the more it's coming out that, hey, this park has like the best of everything. Even their clones are pretty much the best of their type of clones. They got the best stand-up, best Batman, best Superman. There's
one of the best hypers.
One of the best hypers. A very good RMC. People are starting to be some love towards Scream Machine, at least. So I think one more big addition, a Max Force type ride, maybe, and I think that place is going to grow quite a bit and be considered one of the top tier Six Flags parks with one more big addition.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought you were gonna say Lagoon for sure.
We're not going to see Primordial open for 2023, and even then, I don't think enthusiasts are going to flock to ride a Wonder Mountain Guardian type ride.
It's fair, but I think there's a strong case because there's not a lot of people around it. And with Cannibal, and I think, COVID's done wonders for some of these smaller parks that figured out how to open.
Yes. In fact, hold on. I was literally about to say this when you mentioned Lagoon, is that thanks to COVID, with smaller parks being open at the start of last year, we already saw more and more people grow. And with the good word getting out, more people will go. So I can understand the Lagoon argument, and I can also say the same, I think, for Mount Olympus.
Yep, Mount Olympus could see that, and so like yeah, we've complained very vocally about parks not being open. And
Six
that's
Flags in England.
probably right. Yeah, rightfully so. Because all these other places are open. Also, at all of California, but it's done really good for some of these smaller parks that necessarily wouldn't have been visited. Like
They got media
Lagoon is
attention.
yeah, they got a ton of attention because everyone that like wanted to ride roller coasters, it's like, okay, your options are Lagoon, Dollywood,
Mount
or Florida,
Olympus.
or Mount
That's
Olympus,
pretty much
Alabama
it. Yeah.
Adventure. Like at the beginning of the year, your options were very limited. If you wanted to ride a roller coaster, you had very limited options of where you could do so. So I think that's with all of COVID's flaws, it has done good for these smaller parks that were able to open. Smaller parks that weren't able to open, someone got the defeat.
Yeah, so I feel bad for some of them, but no, I can see that. I don't think that's going to cause some explosion like parks who are constantly expanding are, but definitely Lagoon and Mount Olympus will see more visitors in the next few years just because all these people who love roller coasters saw their favorite YouTubers or Instagram photographers getting out and riding Cannibal or Hades 360 and getting all these crazy good reviews for those two rides mainly. So I can understand that side of the argument.
Yeah, that's really where I was going to, even with St. Louis as well. It's like there's so many people that went to St. Louis in the last year that were like, yeah, I'll never go to St. Louis. Or it's not high on my list. It's like, nope, it's high on your list now because it's one of the only things you can do.
Yeah,
On
I
your
can see
list.
that. Okay.
So okay, this next one. Are Gerstauer spinners underrated?
This is from Wee Woo.
No. They are not overrated. They are not underrated. They're right there. They're right what I expect them to be.
Yeah, I agree that they're right where I expect them to be. Although when people talk about the best family coasters, they don't get talked about often. So I would say maybe a little bit underrated because they are very good. I mean, there's no complaints
These are
for them.
good.
Really. There's literally no complaint other than capacity. But like, you know,
Although, name a family coaster with great capacity that's not at a Disney park.
now I have to try.
I can think of one, maybe.
Wave Breakers isn't too bad.
Eh,
With great capacity, I don't think you're going to find it.
the only one I could think is for Bolton.
Okay. Yeah, Verbolten. I can see it.
But, like, Fire Chaser is a... Fire Chaser always has a 2-hour line. Cobra's Curse. Like, family coasters don't have great capacity in general. I think that's just a rule of thumb you accept when you build a family coaster.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we tangent a little, but I'd say properly rated to slightly underrated. Like that's probably the area I'd put it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Next up. What are we looking forward to this year? This is from Marcus. Hi, Marcus.
We love you, Marcus.
Okay.
You better say you love him back, or I'll know you didn't listen.
There you go. As far as roller coaster related, riding Velocicoaster for the first time and also El Toro.
What about non-roller coaster related?
Hold on. I'm thinking.
This is us proving we have other interests.
Oh, well, I mean, can't wait for football to start back up again, but that's going to be for a
Okay,
while.
that happens every single year, though.
Yeah, but I look forward to that every single year.
Ah, fair
Those are my two
technicality.
things. Those are my two things. All right, Jack, what about you?
Okay, roller coaster related. I know he asked this specifically, so I'd say it's stumbling with y'all in June. El Stumble in Virginia. June 12th and 13th, Kings Dominion, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. It's going to be awesome. You should all join us. But okay, specific roller coaster moment I'm very much looking forward to is all of us taking over a train at Hollywood Nights as soon as I show up, dressed in my cap and gown, riding Voyage in my cap and gown. Like that's a moment I'm very much looking forward to. Um, so yeah, that probably is my single like most anticipated roller coaster moment of this year. Outside of roller coasters, it really probably is going to be my ski trip in a couple weeks. It's very, very exciting because, you know, mountains
Hmm.
and snow and getting out of Tennessee, which I most desperately want.
Yeah, I
So,
can see that. Okay. Last two questions, both from Justin from Snapshots made yesterday. Can Jack serve tea on lightning rod?
if they would let me try, I think I could probably do it.
Doubt.
Possibly.
I
I can
doubt.
definitely turn around and have a full conversation with you. Shake your hand, ask you how your day is going. Yeah, I can do the whole shebang. It's a show. If you ever want to have fun on lightning rod and you're bored of just actually riding a lightning rod, let me know. Come sit behind me and I'll get up to some crazy stuff while we're on the ride. With the tea, no, it would be probably impossible because I would have to figure out a way to keep the cup from like just flying off into space. But you know, if they ever say, "Hey, you want to come try this?" I won't say no.
Yeah. Okay. Our last one. Favorite thing eaten on Dollywood Pass Holder Day?
Oh, Justin, why do you have to bring back these painful memories? Um, okay, so I didn't get to do really any sampling or eating much on Pass Holder Day. I ate at Red's Diner for lunch, so probably the burger I had at Red's. Since that's the only thing I ate. But I will say this is my plug for Dollywood. It's over there. I'm not too lazy to pick it up. I got my 2021 refillable souvenir mug. $30 whole season unlimited refills, and the best part right now is that because of COVID they're not actually filling up your cup. You just show them that you have it and you own it, and then they give you either a can or a like uh contain cup of Coke or whatever you've ordered, um and you can just get rid of it. So literally that thing is strapped onto my backpack. It probably we won't come out until December when I take it out to get ready for next year. So
Yeah.
always a good purchase.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's listener questions for this week. Y'all did good.
thank you guys for the questions. Once again, plug the Discord real quick. It's down below in the description. If you have
I'm gonna make sure.
questions, come on in.
I'm gonna make sure I didn't get any more on Twitter because I did put the thing out on Twitter.
I don't
Nope.
think you
Okay.
have because I haven't gotten any notifications.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You get notified whenever
Well,
anyone
I'm
tweets me
tagged
or I
in it.
tweet. Oh yeah, you are tagged in it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all for the questions.
So okay, announcement time. Yep, like Chris said, Discord description. Join us. Couple of announcements. First one, this is one you're not going to want to miss. You need to be if you follow me on Instagram and not on Twitter, go follow me on Twitter because you're going to want to be a part of this. The 1,000 follower giveaway is happening soon. I've been putting it off because of life and everything, but we're getting there. It's going to happen. I'm going to tell y'all now what it is. I haven't announced it on Twitter yet. It's going to be a 24 by 36 print of your choice, signed with some other random crap I have in my room. Any pictures, you get to pick which one it is. It could be like a very crappy picture of Magnum that I have, or it could be that like god tier shot of Mystic Timbers y'all seem to lose your crap for. So it could be yours. Stay tuned on Twitter to find out how you can win it and when it's happening.
Do you have any Woodstock Express photos?
Actually, I think I do.
All right. Whoever wins, do that one.
Will you give them something if they pick that one?
uh. All right. If you listen, just for listening, if you win Jack's giveaway, and you request Woodstock Express photo. I will send you a nano coaster.
Better
your
yet,
choice.
if they do it. Better yet, if they do it, you forfeit the nano. I have to buy you, and I buy it for them.
No, that's not the way this goes. I get to make the rules since this is my part of the giveaway. I give a nano, but Jack still has to give me one. So basically, I have a net gain of 0.
Yeah, pretty much. Would it be great if they asked for the one I gave you, and the simplest, like, it's like, I had to get that one from across the country or something, and you just have to send them that one.
In that case, I'll make sure to pick one that's sold online, so then I can just buy them a different one.
Well.
Okay.
But yeah, so follow me on Twitter. Make sure you get in on that because it's going to be awesome. Second thing, also on Twitter and Instagram. By the time this is out, you will all probably be laughing at me because the slap video comes out tomorrow when we're recording this, yesterday when this gets released. So get ready to watch my face go. Yep.
Can't wait.
And the third one, Chris, I'll let you take this one.
The third one, coming soon. An episode of the Twisted Travelers podcast featuring the man himself, El Toro Ryan, is happening. I'm excited for this.
I was messaging back and forth with Ryan earlier today, getting some details worked out. We're not going to say what episode it's going to be, but it will be soon. It's happening. Well, you will know because you will get to ask all the questions you want.
This episode will be pushed a lot.
Yep, we will ignore all of them so I can ask questions I want to ask.
As usual, when Jack just thinks of stuff in the middle of an episode and it ends up going for another hour.
Hey, it works. It works.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, there's that. So now, let's plug our stuff. At Twisted Traveler, but the R is a 1 on Twitter. At Twisted_Travelers on Instagram. At Twisted Travelers. Chris, for my personal Instagram. Jack, go ahead.
And you can find me at Thrilling Moment on Instagram and Twitter. And if you feel so inclined, unfollow at Midway Mayhem fan so I can just rub it in her face a little bit. I'm kidding. No, go follow everyone. Follow Sarah, follow Scott, follow all of those wonderful people. Should I make another slap bet? What if I could just somehow beat her to 2,000 followers?
You can't. Don't do that.
What if I could? What if I could? Just imagine if I woke up tomorrow with 1,900 followers or something.
I mean, you could buy sub bots.
I could. I'm not that petty.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it.
Okay. There's our rambling for the week. Thank y'all for listening. We will see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Twisted Travelers podcast.